Hello there, I'm Chad. It's great to meet you, and I just wanted to use this video as an opportunity to get to know you a little bit before I come to see you in Singapore for class. So I'll be using technology a fair bit in this course. Even though we have lots of face-to-face time, the use of technology is really important. So one of the things that you can do is have a bit of a think about how I'm using technology for which purposes and what the learning purpose of this is. So really the learning purpose of this is to build rapport with you a little bit and for you to get to know me a little bit so you know what I look like at least before we have our first class, but also to give you some important messages about the course and about how I see things working. So I'll just reduce my face image here, and you'll see I'm using an app called Screencast-O-Matic, which is my favorite tool actually for doing screencasts and webcams and things like that. I use it a lot for my courses, for little videos like this, and for showing things on the screen as well. And you can switch between, look at me here, hi, or what's happening on the screen and things like that. And I'm using it on my iMac in my office, but it works on my MacBook as well, so that's nice, and it shares quite easily to YouTube, and then that's how I share it back to you. So what I wanted to do was let you know some of the main things about the course and how it will work. Now, the way I run courses is I have a rough idea of how things will work with the assessment design and things like that, and then the actual face-to-face activities are a little bit dependent on what you need and how things go and how the discussion goes and things like that. The most important thing for you to know is that we have the readings already, so they look like this. Okay, there are 5 of them. It is expected that you'll do all 5 of the readings. Okay, so even though you'll assign yourself to a group, which I'll show you in a moment, for one of the readings, as a discussion group in particular, you absolutely have to have read that one at least. It's also expected that you've read the other 4 as well, because we're going to have team discussions, big class discussions about all of the readings. This is a baseline reading for the whole course. This is all the set reading for the whole course. So the most important thing is that you've done this reading. We have a baseline for discussion for the rest of the course. And then very importantly, what we'll be doing is I'll be working with you quite a lot, hopefully, especially if you need it, to use tools like Google Scholar and library databases through the University of Adelaide Library, because you really, really need to be able to find your own sources to build on this base of knowledge, okay? So I'm not going to provide all the readings that you need for your assignments. You're going to need to go and find them yourselves, but don't worry, we'll have plenty of activities to develop those skills and work together on that, share our findings and share all of that. So what I'll do is I'll take you to the My Uni page. You'll be able to see what My Uni looks like here. Okay, so I can only show part of the page, I'm afraid, but I'll try and make sure it's in the box for the screencast. So what we're going to be looking at is Term 4, Online Learning. Now, your My Uni page will look a little bit different to this, but pretty similar, really. The main things that you need to know about are the course outline. Okay, so I've done the course outline in the structure of the course the online course outline system, but I've put the content into My Uni. So for example, what we've got is general course information, learning outcomes, learning resources, activities, assessment, and then some further information there. So if you're interested in learning design and how I've designed the course, the learning outcomes will be the best thing for you. You'll see the learning outcomes and how they're aligned with the university graduate attributes, which of course is just good design, good educational design. Probably the most interesting ones to you will be learning and teaching activities. Okay, this gives you a bit of an idea of the activities that we'll be doing. The second session, the second kind of intensive in November, I haven't planned yet because we need to see how this first one goes and what we need to do. And this is all flexible as well. So we may adapt our activities. I may bring in some more activities. I may see what you need and then focus on that. So it's very important that you let me know how we're going, what you need, if what I'm doing is meeting your need, and what we may be able to do a little bit better together to help your learning. The other main one you'll need, so I'm always clicking back to course outline to get home. The other one you'll probably be really interested in is assessment, of course. And so you'll find the information here. There's the assessment summary here, 3 main assessment types, assessment-related requirements, course grading, and assessment detail. All of this detail here is on the assessment. Now, this isn't anywhere else, okay? So you'll notice I haven't printed this out for you. It lives here. I won't make a change to it without announcing it. So although it's a website and I technically can change it, for me, that's permanent. If I make an update, I will announce that, okay? But that's the assessment detail there. Basically, the assessment is three main things. You have, instead of doing an oral presentation, because we don't have much time face-to-face, we're going to do a video presentation. So this is something I did last time I taught this course, although it was a 5-day intensive. I think this will work really well for our 2 intensive period. It means that we can do a lot of work together face-to-face. You're not under pressure to produce an oral presentation at the end of the 2-day period. You have a bit more time to do a video presentation, and you can actually use the technology really effectively for that. The second part will be a collaborative, scholarly discussion of video presentations. So you'll comment on each other's videos, have a bit of blog, commentary, constructive feedback, criticism that helps each other develop our research project. The video presentation will be preparing for your research project or your project design. And then the main activity is a project design or research project of 2,500 words or equivalent, which you'll design yourself. So it'll be something that's very relevant to your teaching and learning environment and your situation. And this is quite flexible, but it gives you a bit of an idea of project design and research project. Now, the way I'm helping you narrow your interests is by asking you to sign up to a group. So you will have got my email last week sometime asking you to sign up to a group, and that is that's very important that you do that. And I notice a lot of people have done that already. The way that you will do that is explained in the email, but basically what you'll have is, once you've signed up to your group, you'll have my groups here. Okay, so there are 5 groups, okay, and these 5 groups roughly correspond to the 5 readings. So what you can do is you can scan through the readings and find which one you find the most interesting, and then sign up to the group for that one. Or you may just sign up to the group that sounds the most interesting. This first one here is content-specific educational technology. Now, that is for people who are not really sure what their interest is in educational technology, but that they really want to do something that's very relevant to their disciplinary area or their area of teaching. So if you're teaching in engineering or nursing, in health sciences or media, and you think it's very important that technology is used to support content learning, then that's the group for you. We have one here called game-based learning. This is quite interesting and quite a bit of fun. A lot of people are really interested in game-based learning as a use of educational technology. It's a research area of mine, but I'll let you know it's not just fun and games. It's very hard work. It's quite complex, and games are not as easy or simple to use for teaching and learning. There's a lot of issues involved. So game-based learning is something you might like to look into a little bit more, though. We have learning analytics and assessment. So learning analytics is the use of what they call big data, or the use of data from things like learning management systems such as MyUni or other LMSs to help make decisions around educational interventions. So that's learning analytics, and it's related to assessment. So if you've got an interest in e-marking or e-assessment, or how assessment operates using technology or the online environment, that's the group for you. We have student and academic perspectives on technology. So this is a big thread of research, which is about, what do students think about the use of technology? What do academics think about the use of technology? There are a lot of barriers there. So a lot of students may not be familiar with technology, or they may not have access to technology. Academics may not have access to the technology, or may resist the change that is involved in bringing technology in. That's a very common thing. So if you're interested in student and or academic perspectives on technology, that's the one for you. And then we've got writing versus video. This is one that is particularly focused on a particular technology for a particular type of assessment. And this is about, well, what I do in my first year course, and I'll talk more about case studies and my teaching and how I use technology in my teaching. But we're also doing in this course as well, is doing a video presentation instead of an oral presentation. So it's that transition. And then the reading related to this talks about the learning that happens when people are writing, as opposed to the learning that happens when they're developing a video. So it's that use of video as a kind of a complement or a supplement, or perhaps to replace a more traditional technology such as, a face-to-face live oral presentation. So basically, once you've signed up to one of these groups, one of these will pop up in your list. If you've accidentally signed up to the wrong group, or you've signed up to 2 accidentally, or there's no space in the one that you want, or you think you might have a new group, or you need any changes to the groups or anything like that, please let me know, and I can make changes to the groups like that fairly easily. But what you'll then do is open them up, And the best thing to do is to go to group homepage and you'll see people that are in the group. So in content specific educational technology, we already have three members. Thank you. Welcome. In game-based learning, we have, let's have a look there. We have 4 members, which is great. Welcome to that group. Really enjoy having you there. In learning analytics and so on, we have 2 members, which is great. That's fine. We just need more than 1. If we only have 1, that's obviously a problem, but that's very good. This one, we have student and academic perspectives. Got a couple of members there. That's excellent. Very good to see. And then writing versus video, we have 2 members there. So we have a quorum for each video. Now, my maths isn't very good, but I'm seeing that it's possible that not everybody has signed up for a group yet. So I'd like you to do that before we meet on Friday, please. The reason for this is that that'll be the table you'll go and sit at. Okay, I'll set up signs or something on a table so you'll know which table to sit at. And that will be that'll mean that as a group, face-to-face group, you're already interested in something with the other person. So please make sure that you've signed up for a group before Friday. It doesn't really matter which one. And I don't really mind if you change membership. You can change between groups halfway through the course or something like that. That's fine. This is just preliminary. The idea of this group is that that'll be an interest area in educational technology for you. Within that group, you may find someone who has very similar interests. You may want to do a team project together. Or an educational intervention where you work together, or a research project where you work together. Or you may just find it really useful to collaborate and share ideas and things like that. So within that group, you'll be working on your selected reading and discussing that in quite some detail with each other, and then presenting to the other 4 groups on that subject area. That'll then be the basis for your primary research as well, for finding more articles, more interesting ideas, exploring those ideas, and then presenting to the rest of the group. So this is one of the ways that we're using technology. This means that we're combining, it's a blended learning thing, we're combining that face-to-face experience of working in groups and collaborating, and there's an online environment for doing that as well. I think that's just about it. That's all I really wanted to introduce you to. Please make sure you've read all 5 articles, but especially the main article that you'll be studying. Please make sure you've signed up to a group before Friday. Otherwise, I won't know where to put you and it'll be a bit random and probably a little bit awkward. So we want to be as friendly and welcoming as possible. Let me know if you've got any questions, particularly if you need any help with signing up to those groups or changing the groups or reorganizing the groups or anything like that. Otherwise, enjoy the reading. Good luck preparing for the course. I'm really looking forward to meeting you all, and I'm coming back to Singapore, which I love visiting. So I'll look forward to seeing you on Friday evening. Let me know if you've got any questions, and thank you very much for your time today. Bye.